John Neal Jr., your professor. How are you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student listener? I hope that you're doing fine. Welcome to another lesson of Time to Get It Monday. Today we have an interesting topic. It is being persistent in college. What does that mean? Well, that means whatever you want to do as it relates to your academic journey and goal, you have to make sure that you stay consistent and persistent. Well, a lot of people don't realize what that means. That means if you have something that you're interested in, you have to stick with it. And how do you stick with it? You have to make sure you do everything in your power to make sure that you are the most successful person in your endeavor as possible. Well, how do you do that with all the distractions that we see? Our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our friends, our family members, homework, and all those things of that nature. Well, we got to constantly remind ourselves what persistence really actually means. And what it means is that we put things on paper. We first have to set goals that are specific, obtainable, and quantifiable. Right? We definitely want to measure it, but we also have to make sure that we're persistent, right? Because here's the thing. A lot of times what happens, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student listeners, is that we get sidetracked. We get sidetracked by this, we get sidetracked by that, and we forget what we're there for. We have to be persistent, make sure that we walk through and we go through all the proper channels, all the proper checks and balances, and we never give up. You see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my student listeners, I've been to college for years, and I'm actually a college professor. Not a make-believe professor, even though my name is John Neal Jr., your professor. I'm an actual professor, and I see a lot of students come in my classroom, and a lot of them look like they want to give up. What do I tell them? Well, I pull them to the side and I say, listen, whatever your goals are, whatever your attributes are that you want to contribute to life, you got to make sure you stick through them. Why? Because people in life, they don't finish and they don't follow through. And when people don't follow through, guess what it does for you? Well, it doesn't help you in any sort of way. Then you start to quit little things like a class, and then you quit a term or your semester. Then all of a sudden you're dropping out. And guess what this leads to? This leads to a lifetime of habits that you've created for yourself. And that's why when we're persistent and we're following the goals and our aspirations in our heart, we become the best versions of ourselves. Another thing as relates to persistence is one thing I want to tell you guys about is I want to talk to you about money. Please don't pick a major or choose a major because of money. I know persistence is important, but this relates to the topic because a lot of people are governed by money. They get excited once they see money, people flashing money, making it rain and things of that nature. You want to avoid those sort of things, and you also want to avoid those sort of things that aren't consistent with your values and your morals. It doesn't matter how much money that you make, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, money will not make you happy. For instance, let me give you an example. Have you ever purchased a pair of shoes? I'm sure that you have. Or your parents ever bought you a pair of shoes, or even a jacket, or a nice new car. And even if it was the car that you wanted, it was the jacket you wanted, or the shoes that you wanted, guess what happens after a certain amount of time? Let's say 1 or 2, 3 months pass by. Guess what? The newness wears off. I've had countless cars, and guess what? After the first 2 or 3 months, the car doesn't feel brand new to me anymore. And that's how it feels when you go into a profession or a career, or you choose a major that's not conducive to what you really want that's in your heart. And if we focus on money and we stay fixated on things that are not important, guess what? We're going to start living our lives for other things and other people. And that's not going to be good at the end of the day. Our happiness comes from within, and it also comes from our desire to be the best version of ourselves. So stay persistent, but second of all, choose the right career path for you as relates to higher education, and I promise you, you'll be the best version of yourself. You know why? I believe in you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And please, if you have any comments, make sure you leave it, and we'll make a video just for you. And also, if you have not yet heard about the University of Inspire, you're going to love it. It will help you build your self-esteem, and it'll also help you become the best version of yourself. John Neal Jr., your professor. You have a nice day or evening.